Better Call Saul, I just sucked off Ron Paul. My head game's so good, I only left him with one ball.
Welcome back to Inside the Actors Studio. We are very honored to have with us world-renowned actress Brie Larson. Is on podcast. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm getting word right now. There's been a change in scheduling. We actually have a different, slightly less famous person on. Donnie, aka Young Cripp Daddy, as he is known on Twitter. Thank you for joining us,
bro. That was solid.
Was that a good bit?
That was a good bit.
That was a good bit
because he's beefing with Brie Larson. Or Brie Larson stands.
Yeah, no, the stands from milquetoast actor Brie Larson.
That's right. How did that come about? Where did that all start? Stem from?
Genuinely, I saw a tweet from Brie Larson and was like, God, she's just the most basic fucking woman I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And that's not even a hate. It's just it's an objective fact. Mm-hmm. And I just compared people that like her, that dedication and following and loyalty to Andrew Tate followers. And I thought that was funny. And I didn't give it a second thought. It wasn't like I was like, man, I'm going to work on this tweet for a few hours until it's good. And then I just shit it out there in the world and fucking women happened.
Dude, I love that because I was clicking on a few of the haters' profiles and they're very love the world, love everyone, horoscopes. And then as soon as you said that, it was like, well, you're crippled. You're a little crippled bitch. They were going crazy.
Yeah, what is up with that?
So angry. Dude. I gotta say, bro, I support you. I support your beliefs on this, but she is fucking hot in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
She is banging in Scott Pilgrim, dude.
We can find common ground there, because I will give that to Brie Larson fans. Her and Scott Pilgrim absolutely would. But her in real life couldn't do it.
I just had no idea that her fan base was so ravenous and insane. I would not have expected. Do they have are they Brie heads? What do they call themselves?
They're called gay.
Okay.
I would have made a Brie cheese pun if I was her.
Something like that, yeah.
Dude, Donnie, forgive Harris. He's a little new to the internet autism. But Harris, is it safe to assume you're unaware of Brie's toes?
I am unaware of that.
All right, I'm shooting a picture over. You're
gonna
be blown
You're missing
away,
out.
dude.
Okay,
you're gonna
let's
be
see it.
What the fuck when you see these?
Dude, were you prepared, Donnie? Is there something that somebody could have hit you with? A one-liner about Brie Larson that would have you would have been ceasefire, it's over, no more.
I think against me, at me,
not necessarily at you, but just about Brie Larson said. Yeah.
If somebody was okay, so a common repeated phrase or thing that was said to me was, oh, so we're just gonna you don't see Brie Larson advocating for hate against women or sex trafficking or blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you're right. I don't, because if I did, I wouldn't be making fun of her. She would be funny as fuck and kind of cool. Yeah. Then we wouldn't be in this situation. But we're here.
You got to Ben Garrison her, bro. You keep making fun of her like this. She's going to hate you at first, and then the Ben Garrison effect, she's going to start looking into what you're saying.
Yep.
And just totally sculpt her in the way you want her to be, bro.
I think the weirdest aggressive thing that came from that, it was up for not even a minute, but I got it because I knew what they were going to do. Somebody was like, you're going to get a package in the mail. I hope you like it. And I was like, I hope I do. That would be so funny.
Fuck, man.
Dude, do you get a lot of
Why are
those?
they so insane? Why are the Brie fans so insane? I don't get that.
Bro, I got a threat like that yesterday. Do you get a lot of those from the Brie heads, or do you get those in general? I know you kind of like to make fun of people's favorite
push some buttons,
milquetoast actors and actresses a lot.
Yeah, I think it's I never go in with the intention it's never the end goal of anything I do. I'm not set out to make people fucking send me death threats all the time, but I am a little shithead.
Mhm.
And the more overreaction rather, that I see over something that does not warrant the amount of aggression I'm getting, any logical person's like, oh, just ignore it. But I can't. I have to fucking poke it more.
I feel that. Too.
I'm an asshole, dude. I acknowledge it. I get it.
I'm sure it feels good though, because like I said, I was checking out some of the people who were like hating on you, and it's
Yeah.
they're like the people who are hating on me, where it's like they make a comment and they look at their profile, and it's either like lolly porn or they're
Yep.
like 3 years old, and you're like,
Yes.
oh, I don't have to take anything they're saying
Yeah.
into account. Like it's
Yeah,
like
you're
a
not
retard.
even
Yeah.
you're not even legally a person.
Yes.
actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
were,
yeah.
were you prepared on any level for Brie Larson herself to step in and like reach out to you? Or...
That would be
It-
so fucking, dude.
That-
She would
dude,
lose automatically.
that
if
would have
she
been
stepped in.
so funny though.
I think in that moment that's when I would have peaked. I would have been so fucking. I would have retired from comedy because that's the funniest shit you could ever do. No, I didn't think so because in my mind they're not even real either. Like, and I maybe that's an unhealthy way of looking at individuals as a fucking being, but I can't look at Brie Larson like try to act like a middle-aged housewife on Instagram and think, yeah, that's sincere. That's a real human being that lives like that.
That's true. Did that ever happen? Because you are kind of, I was gonna say a troll, but you're not really a troll. You just like to push buttons, I guess, online. And so like, has that ever happened to you where you were like harassing or antagonizing a fan base and then the person showed up to the party? Have you ever seen that?
Wow, you know what? It's had to have happened at least once.
Ricky Berwick.
Yeah, I
Ricky
mean,
Berwick?
Good old Ricky.
but again, he doesn't even count as a person either. You know, I tend to go after people that aren't real. Ricky's more of a dog. Like he's
Yes,
he's like the human version of a pug.
It's 3/5 of a person,
If you will.
Yeah, yes, yeah. I get that, dude. My cousin, I feel like you'll appreciate this story because the beef, obviously, between you guys is fake. Do you guys talk a lot? Are you guys like homies or?
No, I hate him.
Do you? Okay, good. Yeah, excellent. Dude,
Yeah.
my cousin is a huge Ricky Berwick fanatic, and he's been that way for
sorry.
like 5 or 10 years. I'm sorry too, but he'd send me the videos, blah 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 blah, and then I was visiting him one year, and he was showing me one, and I was like, I didn't find the video funny, so I was like, what do you find exactly funny about Ricky? And he was like, funny. Dude, look how fucked up his body is. Like this whole time he was laughing at Ricky's body, and I was just like, dude. My cousin's straight up retarded, like mentally, like very dumb. So like, Ricky, if you're listening, don't hold it against him. But I was
but
just
the thing
like,
is,
ugh.
it's really. Have you guys like, man, the Ricky subculture is so fucking weird. It is like dark web levels of weird.
Like why?
So if you
You
go
talking
on
about his fan base?
I don't even know what to call it. Yeah, kind of in a way. I mean, okay. So for example, you can go on TikTok, for example, and there are hundreds of like fake Ricky Berwick accounts that are saying the most vile shit, like insane, like unhinged type shit. And then you could go to like a random Mexican Facebook page that's all in Spanish, and it's Ricky in every video, and they're just like shit talking him, saying the most fucked up shit. Like your cousin says, like, yeah, he's a deformed monster, and this is so funny.
So
think,
do you operate any of those pages or is that behind?
Yeah, every single
They're
one
all
of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dude, do you think
Yeah.
he plays into it? Because like this is something like a lefty professor would say, but
Right.
yeah, they're playing into the culture. They're like, what was it called when like, I swear there's a term for it, but when black people are like
Uncle Sam.
Uncle is it
Tom.
Uncle
Uncle Tom.
Tom? Yeah,
Uncle
no.
Tom.
Uncle Sam, Uncle
You really
Tom,
love
Good
just
old
Sam.
Uncle
like
Sam.
the
Good
same
Uncle
shit. Yeah.
But do you think
Uncle
he plays
Ben.
into it? And I mean, I don't even know how much anyone who playing into it, it's like their fault for inviting that shit. But like, how much of it is Ricky's fault?
100%.
Exactly.
Actually, because
100%.
but you know what? Hey, man, the way I say it, if God cursed you with that, and you can make money off of it, I mean, you might as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
What
for
else do you have to
sure.
lose?
I hate the tongue thing he does, bro. That shit drives me so insane.
What is the tongue thing?
It's like a little like licky thing. I don't even want to repeat it, bro. It's too
Oh,
violent.
God.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know you know, but are you aware of the ass cookie, the infamous butt cookie?
No, I do not
What
know
is
what
that?
is.
Oh, do you not?
I don't
know?
even know, bro.
What is that?
And that's like early Ricky lore. He at one point uploaded a video where he's like on all fours, facing the camera, and he probably said something, but I don't remember. And he just turns around, and as he's turning, you can see the back of his pants are pulled down, and there's a Chips Ahoy cookie in the middle of his ass, and he pulls it out and he eats it.
Oh, brother.
What the hell? This
Oh,
guy is
brother.
insane.
And that was like that arguably one of the most like, okay, Ricky, I know you're fucking weird, but what's going on, dude? Are you good? That moment lived with him forever. It's still on Twitter right now.
Dude, that's
Let me-
like Ookie Cookie with like more levels to it. I feel like I could see that, dude. Like for a bachelor party, you rent out Ricky, and like whoever
Yeah.
loses whatever competition you're doing, you have to eat the ass cookie. I would do that. I would enter that.
Yeah, I was
bro.
gonna say you need to get married. I'm trying to get weird at your
Donnie, do you because you have some dark, edgy comedy online. Like, does it
You're
happen to you?
twisted.
You're
You're
yeah, you're a
twisted.
little sick, a little twisted, but like, do you ever, or in the beginning at least, did you ever run into like family members being like, "Hey Donnie, is everything okay? Like, are you sure this is the
Right.
kind of shit that you want to be putting out on the internet?"
Yeah. No, so luckily, my dad had the foresight to not have anything to do with me. So I'm grateful that he left because I wouldn't have to worry about any of that. And also, thankfully, everybody on my mom's side of the family is alcoholics or massively depressed. So they're they died in some fashion. So really, it's just my mom. And my mom is already the black sheep of the entire black sheep
Yeah, she's
family.
pretty twisted
Mhm.
from what I've seen
Yeah.
in your videos. She's got a
Is
good
she?
sense of humor.
So we were just I had no chance, and I could pretty much get away with whatever. There was a point though where my brother's dad, his family, who were way more like Southern Baptist, you
Mhm.
know, very uptight and cool, nice, wholesome people. And I think somebody came to my brother's dad once with some shit I said, and he went to my mom and was like, "Hey, you need to talk to him." And my mom was like, "He's like 21 now. What do you want me to say?"
Yo,
Yeah.
it's tattletale, dude.
Yeah, it was the Brie Larson shit. It was over the
He,
line.
he
Yeah,
was a
for
Brie
yeah.
me.
head.
He
Yeah,
was a Brie
Brie
head
head.
or
for
a gay
sure.
or whatever we call him. Bro, I guarantee you, once your shows start taking off, you're gonna have an Eminem moment where your dad's gonna be drunk at a bar. You're gonna be on the TV, and he's gonna be like, "That's my boy. That's my boy." And you're
That's
gonna get a
right.
call for like him trying to get money off of you or something. I guarantee it. I
You-
guarantee it.
and you know what's even
Mhm.
more funny is
Hmm.
that my brother said the same one that complained. Fast forward to like maybe a few like earlier this year sometime.
Rewind, you
uh,
mean?
Right, sorry.
I
And
was like,
he-
wait a minute.
well, it was like years later until like very recently when I'm doing shows, I'm like making connections, I'm doing shit. And my mom's like telling him about shit and going on. And he hears like I'm rubbing elbows with people like, you know, I've talked to like Joe Rogan and I've talked to like other people just in passing. And he's like, wait, for real though? For real?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Did he try to
that's-
ask you for like a
yeah.
connect or whatever?
Well, that's when you could see like, I'm proud of him. That's my boy. You know,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
never until then have we been like, we weren't bad. We were on bad terms, but we were just like, we know what we are, and that's
Mhm.
okay. That's
Yeah.
fine. You know,
Yeah.
but that was like the first time he's ever given me like a, hey man, proud of you, because
Yeah, yeah.
I'm rubbing elbows with like people that are deemed alt-right Nazis and shit. So that was funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember when I was part of that Stone Toss crew, bro. The amount of like fucking 18-year-old weirdos who were like dude, can you introduce me to Stone Toss, bro?
Really rude.
Can you? Yeah, it's like, dude, what is like?
Yeah.
You're sick. There's like a
It's strange.
sickness
It
that
is
causes
weird.
people to want that shit, bro. Dude, I have a guy who like I like him, bro. He's a cool guy. He has like a podcast, but every week he'll hit me up and be like, "Yo, have you heard about this guy?" And I'm like, no. It's like some content creator, and he'll be like, "Dude, he
Yeah.
follows you. I'm trying to get him on the podcast. Could you DM him?" And I'm like, "Dude, what? What the like?
Doesn't
Do you
work
have
like
no
that, yeah.
shame? Like, what is wrong with you,
Yeah.
dude?
So
It's
what?
so
You
weird."
don't want to? You could just tell me right here.
Yeah.
You didn't need to bring it up like this. I
What,
came to you in I came to you in confidence.
I'm so I had to drop the deets, baby. Bro, what's
Well-
up with the JonTron thing, bro? We're gonna see more collabs in the future. It's
Uh,
crazy. Make a Wish was able to connect you with him.
Yeah,
it
that's
was
awesome.
the whole thing was kind of disappointing. I was hoping that he would be like, "All right, dude, listen, you're dying. Make a Wish sent me out here. I guess I'll tell you. Yeah, I punched Susie. It was worth it. She's a bitch." But instead, he was just like really cool and nice and fucking was just really a good time to be around. Like fucking whatever.
Did he bring up
Gay.
FBI statistics at all with race?
When we started drinking, but
Okay.
he quickly was like,
All
"Wait
right.
a minute, no, I don't mean that. I take it back."
Dude,
Did,
I'm curious
wait,
what your
did you
opinion
link-
is as
Oh,
I
go ahead, go
step
ahead.
on Harris for
No,
the
no,
third
no,
or
that's
fourth
okay. Go
time
ahead.
as we already started.
Go ahead.
Dude, how do you? Because I was thinking about this earlier today, but do you remember how like Destiny took him down? I don't think it. I
Yeah.
think it might have hampered his career. But what's your opinion on that happening, and then now Destiny kind of being homies with Fuentes? Do you think there's any like
Right.
contradiction there?
Yeah, I mean, there has to be on some level. I mean,
Mhm.
I'll be real. I'm a pretty just like apolitical guy for the most part. Like I
Mhm.
obviously have beliefs and I, whatever, but I also am like self-aware enough to know that I'm a fucking idiot.
Mhm.
I don't have answers for serious subject matters. I'm just a goofy guy. I'm a silly little guy.
A silly
Um,
man.
So if people are cool and they're willing to joke around and play and just be whatever, that I give them, respect for it. But that whole situation was definitely, I think, a big oopsie to say the least.
Mhm.
And it's going to affect other people differently than others. I mean, I think that I know for a fact that people are going to think whatever that they want, no matter the statement given afterwards or whatever. So people are just going to, haters going to hate it.
True.
Mhm.
True.
That how they say, yeah.
I mean, dude, I'll say this much, but JonTron needs to drop the fucking skincare routine because that dude hasn't aged in like 12 years.
Ever.
Like he literally
I think
looks
that's-
exactly the fucking same as he did when he was didn't he was on Game Grumps in like what 2009 or some
Yeah.
shit, and he literally looks the same. I
That's
don't
the
know what
Lebanese genetics. I think he's Lebanese. Whatever Arab, whatever sand guy he is.
Something.
Yeah.
They've got good genes.
Mm-hmm.
No, he really
Um,
hasn't. All right, excellent. We're almost done with our
Head-
first bit. We didn't pay for the Zoom premium, so we only get 40-minute blocks. For anyone who listens to this show, I know we have some regular listeners. If you're ever wondering why it chops out, it's because we're too poor to afford Zoom Pro. But
I hear that.
But
Once
now
we
that
hit
we're
1K.
now that we're riding the coattails of Donnie's fame, the money's gonna start just rolling in.
Oh,
and
yeah,
That
100%.
young Crip effect. I get it.
That's what's
100%.
up.
I'm waiting for Benjamin Owen to call and be
Oh,
like, "Yo,
Jesus.
what's going on?"
Did,
blah blah blah.
Yep.
I was gonna ask Donnie when did you you probably get asked this all the time when you're on podcasts, so I'm sorry if you've answered this a million
No.
times. But when did you when did you start to recognize that you wanted to be a comedian? Like when did that become your career path? Or desired
Right.
career path?
I brought it up kind of not too long ago where I was like, I really didn't even plan for a future of any kind. Wasn't really even expecting to be here this long. So I just kind of didn't take anything seriously. I watched a lot of fucking stand up growing up, a lot of YouTube, and then just kind of led to one thing to another, talking with like people I watched and they thought I was funny. I would just make jokes about whatever because I didn't really have that filter, didn't really care. And I think that just resonated with people. And I tried out different things because I like the arts. I'm a little bit gay. And
A little fruity.
It's good.
yeah, so
Are you
yeah,
wearing
just
the
one thing led to
gay
another.
psychopath shirt? Is that
Yes,
what it's
I am.
buying?
I'm
I just
schizophrenic
got one of
and
those too,
everything,
bro.
yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
I
good.
love it. Classic. Dude, I remember you posted a fuck, I'm gonna forget what, I think it was like a pro gay shirt and then a Trump hat
Yes.
or
Yeah, it's a
something. But I remember
great
that
picture.
yeah, it made a lot of
Yes.
people like, what's going
No,
on? Their
it's like-
brains were like steaming trying to figure it out.
I just saw because I think you just retweeted a picture
Yeah, I
of
did.
it, and it was so funny. It's like you holding the queer flag with a weed leaf on it, and you're
Yep.
also like it says like queer and disabled and the MAGA hat, and it's just like stimulus overload. Like I think people
Yeah.
probably saw that and they were like, "What is going on here? What is this?"
What the
It's
So
great
funny.
because I think when I first posted that picture, everybody zoned in on the Trump hat, and that was it. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, really, that's the one wild thing. And then this entire picture, huh? Okay. Well,
chimps. Absolute chimps.
meanwhile, in the background, there's like fucking 3-4 bottles of Fago, you know?
Yeah.
You should have gotten one of those like giant dildos.
That would have been
Yeah.
good
That
too,
would
right
have
in the
been good
back.
too, bro.
Did
Yeah,
Dude, not to get too dark, but you were saying you could have just been making a joke, but you were saying you didn't expect to live this song or whatever.
Yeah.
Were you ever given an expiration date?
oh yeah.
You
Oh
were.
yeah.
How
Yeah,
far
yeah.
past are you?
About 25 years.
No
Oh,
way.
brother.
Holy
Yeah, they-
shit.
Dude,
I mean,
doctors are fucking. I gotta come out and say it.
Bunch
Doctors
of
are retarded,
quacks.
bro.
Yeah.
Last
Exactly.
year, the doctors, I had to like fly back home. I was freaking out. I was like pretty down about it, but they were like, my one grandma died 2 years ago, and then last year they were like, yo, your grandma has like a tumor the size of a grapefruit in her brain. Like she's got like 2 months tops. Like she's gonna die.
Jeez,
And
man.
it's been a year and a half since they said that. And she's literally like gotten better. Like she's like gotten better. And I'm just like, I would do anything to have someone bomb that doctor's house. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
if you're
That's
a Cold Cuts fan, find that guy's address.
Take it
Message
easy.
him. I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
Well, listen, I mean that's great. I think your comedy's super funny, man. Like I don't even I'm kind of a cunt. Like honestly, a lot of the
Yeah.
guests that we have on here, I either don't know them or don't really care enough to do any research about
I
them.
feel that.
It's like, you know, no disrespect to anybody that we've had on. Actually, we've had some very nice guests on, so I'm not really throwing shade, but
I
you're the
am.
fir-
Fuck you.
you're the first guest that we've had on that when Zach told me that we were gonna have you on, I was like, oh dude, I love that guy. That guy's super funny. Yeah.
I guess I'll go through waves every now and again where I like have that. Am I an asshole? Am I just a fucking
Yes.
dick?
Well, that's
you to
okay.
people? And that's the thing. I'll have that moment of clarity where I'm like, yeah, but people like that.
Yeah.
Especially now. I feel like now it's one of those like boomer fucking talking points, you know. But I really do think now more than ever people are wanting some sort of outlet. You know,
Mhm.
they really want somebody to just be a little bit fucked up in a not, you know, going to prison for life kind of way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They just want a lovable asshole. You know?
Yeah.
Dude, a lovable ass.
Mhm.
Hey, that's why AOC is so popular. You know,
Am I right?
oh, that
Am I
booty.
right?
Dude, I'm pretty sure this was a joke. I know you just posted it, but you're not going to the Deaf Noodles roast battle, are you? Or was that?
No,
was that
they
a
wouldn't
joke?
let me.
Dude, I'm
They
on the
wouldn't let you?
list. I'm on the list. Should I go? It's on
You
the
have to
second. I'm debating.
I think you should
I know
go.
I know a lot of people that are going actually to this
All
one.
right.
Oh, so I'm assuming that Zach has already filled you in, like that we've done this
Yes.
kind of. Okay.
Let me see.
Let me find you here. Do you want to send the first one this time, Zach?
All right, I'll send the first one. I'll send the first one.
In ancient Greece, soldiers used to have sex with each other to strengthen their bonds. These days, men have sex with each other because they're
That was good.
Little good humor.
Wait, hang on. I got a technical difficulty. I don't think I can DM you.
Oh,
Okay, hold on.
you're not on Donnie's hot list.
Is
Let
that
me-
what it
let-
is?
let me
Did
fix
you
that.
did you have
Oh,
to
that's
block all? Did you have to
cringe, baby.
block all the Brie heads?
You know what? It's not your fault. It's my fault because I had to. Let me
I
get
understand
you.
that. All right, here. While you're doing that, I'm gonna find a good. Let me find a good joke to send you here.
You got, oh, yeah, you're good. You got 2 minutes, 20 seconds.
Okay,
Can you send me his Twitter real quick and then I'll follow him real quick?
it's
Oh, yeah,
it's
Beetle
just-
Moses.
Beetle Moses. Here.
Okay.
Okay,
Harris, do you like how I not only speak over you, but also speak for you sometimes?
I
It
appreciate
must be
that.
great. Yeah.
You need that in
Um,
life.
Okay, I'm gonna send you this one. I think it's probably appropriate.
The first time I ever got on any sort of big thing, they were like, they had a black comedian and they were like, "Is this your
A
first time?"
what? No,
Yeah, and
A
they were
what?
like, "Call him the N-word." And the dude was looking at me the entire time, and I didn't know what to fucking do. So he just kept saying, like, "You bitch, you little bitch, fucking say it, bitch." And then I was cornered, so I had to do it.
You do
And-
the hard R?
I had to. He told me to.
Oh, dude, okay, it says less than a minute, and I can't even type the shit in the Zoom chat.
If you
Okay,
don't hurry up, I'll kill myself on camera. I swear to God.
I can't. It's
Control
not
cut.
working.
Control Velcro.
I'm doing it, but it's not working. Yeah, it's not working. Can't do it.
Excellent.
All right, well,
I'm sending a second one.
That was fun.
sending a
We're gonna
second one.
figure it out. We'll do it the next round.
Here's a second one to close this out. I think we got enough time.
Go
Let's
ahead.
do it. I can't tell what's worse. Brie Larson's feet or the fact that I still want to give her a. That one caught me off guard. I'm sorry. I can't tell what's worse. Brie Larson's feet or the fact that I still want her to give me a foot job.
Bro, I'd let her, dog.
That was
I'd let
good.
her.
That was a good
I'd let her
one.
give me one, bro.
All right,
We're
that was a
back
good one.
with
And I
Mr.
also,
Hollywood.
because I just checked, I had my Twitter DMs up and running now, and I saw the picture of Brie Larson's feet that you sent me.
Oh, you hadn't even seen that yet, bro.
No, I wasn't.
No
I was,
joke. How
Yeah.
fucked up are those big toes?
So she has really long feet, but
You could sit on those.
they're really long. I mean, I can't really judge her because I have some very long ape-like toes as well, but
Not like that, though.
no, not like that.
Okay, I
Those
was
are like
about to
really long toes.
Kick you
Yeah.
from the pod, bro. Those are fucking vile.
Uh-huh.
There was
Those aren't
also-
even toes. Those are fingers, bro.
Oh yeah,
They
dude.
are,
If you
yeah.
haven't posted this picture yet, Donnie, next time you run into a Brie hater, this photo went viral. I think it's a fungus, but she was on the red carpet one time and had some sort of toe fungus that if you zoom in, and it's disgusting, dude, on her big toe. She
Fuck
might have gotten it cleared up by now. Do you guys remember
But-
those commercials
yeah.
for the toe fungus where there were those little creatures?
Yeah, I used to
And they
hate
would
those
literally,
Yeah, yeah.
commercials.
dude, they would lift up
Lift
the
the
toenail. And it was
toenail.
like, dude,
That's too
Jesus
much.
Christ.
Yeah,
just
she was
waterboard me
gnarly.
at that point.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
horrible.
Then they
That
had
shit's
the
nasty.
gayer, less annoying cousins, the Mucinex fucking grubs, which were literally just stereotypical racist depictions of Italians. That's
Mhm.
literally all the Mucinex creatures are, bro. It's like little Tony Sopranos.
It really is that.
That's
yeah.
what felt good about it. I liked it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it was
Dude,
very
you're not
relatable.
Italian, right? You're what they call a beaner, right?
Yeah, yep. I'm
Are you full or no?
no, I'm half. And at first, I thought I was like half Mexican and half like British. But
Your teeth
Wait.
don't look that bad.
we that's the thing. We found out very recently some funny shit news where okay, so I have to preference this with at one point my brother was doing like the ancestry tree school project.
Mhm.
So his grandma, it wasn't my grandma, but his, got the DNA test thing and came over with the results. And she gave Zane, my brother, the results, and she had another piece of paper and kind of like slid it to her, like secretly. And she walked out, and we found out one of our great whatever was a plantation owner. And then
That's crazy.
and then fast very recently we found out through like a series of logical deductions that my great grandma always was like talked about, you know, World War II, being in England, like she was in orphanages that were bombed, and everything. And we were like, damn, that's crazy shit. And then she moved here, blah, blah, blah. And whatever. But she would have like a certain phrases for words, being not from here. And my mom was talking about it on Facebook with her other like foreign friends. And they were like, you said she was English? She was like, yeah. They were like, no, sweetie, those are German terminologies.
Oh God.
And so we were like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah, doing the math. Hold up. Oh God.
And we can't confirm anything, but I like to think that my great grandma was a secret Nazi.
That's balling, dude.
It doesn't even sound like a secret, really. It kind of sounds
dude,
like she's just out there.
I think most people's grandparents are secret Nazis. I remember
speak for yourself, buddy.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not yours, Harris. Maybe not yours. Yours were secret Nazi survivors or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But I remember being with my grandma watching the news, and there was like a mixed race couple, and she was like, "Isn't that crazy? Like, how do you feel about seeing a black guy date a white woman?" And I was just like, "Grandma, what are you talking about, dog?
Grandma, you're crazy. You're
Grandma, you're tripping, Grandma.
Get her. You need a blanket.
You know the photo of like it's like an old white lady that's in like a big cage, and it just says like when Grandma starts being racist again, and she's just like, I love that picture. You know what, at the risk of sounding whatever, I don't care. Have you noticed recently that like
blacks?
Yeah, no, dude, I was about to say that.
It's like I mean, it's. I'm gonna finish the whole thought, but
yep.
Have you, bro?
No. It's just, have you noticed that like every commercial has black people in it now? Like every single commercial,
bro. You tweet this.
Well, listen, and I'm actually saying like I'm surprised more black people aren't like, we don't want to be a fucking cog in your fucking advertisement wheel. You know what I mean? That it's actually like that actually all these big evil corporations have been like, it seems people are more receptive when we use black people in our advertisements. So let's do that. And like, I don't know if anybody who's grandstanding and being like, representation, it's like, no, dude, this is way worse. It's like a more covert way of trying to get in your brain and like make it seem like they're your buddies, like the corporations are cool. Yeah,
I do believe that you're right, because I saw a commercial for like some HIV medication, and the commercials focused around a very flamboyant gay black man.
Well, that makes sense.
And the entire time I was like, wow, that's bold. That is a bold thing to do. And not only did you do it, you got away with it. And it got passed as like representation, like you said. And it's so fucking wild. Because even earlier today on YouTube, I got an ad for this like fucking mobile game. It was a very dumb shit ad. But like even that was like a guy getting married to a girl, and the guy comes in to interrupt the marriage, and it's like, hey, no, I object. And you're thinking like, oh man, that's going to be his old lover. And it was, but it was the dude, and it was the black guy that he was in love with. And I was like, that's honestly, a 180.
That sounds kind of epic, honestly. It sounds like a good game ad, actually.
And I was like, what is this? Hey, this is a game, right? This is what this is for.
Those mobile game ads are the most unhinged media. Like,
I
feel like biologists like years from now are gonna look back on some of the shit that was like just like the mobile game ads that were for completely different games. Like you actually play it and it's like
well, dude, Daff ruined it for me because she told me that there's a company who specifically like they go out of their way to make them weird.
I bet.
So that they go viral or that you click them. But dude, the ones I always get are like some hot chick and her boyfriend, and then some nerdy, retarded fat chick who's like in love with the guy, and it's like, help her, give her a makeup thing or whatever, and you're supposed to wash her. Yeah, it's so strange, dude. But
that is weird.
She looks dang, they're weird. Hit her with the hose.
It is like really weird.
Women. Oh yeah,
and it seems like they're all outsourced. Like they don't seem like they were designed for the English language. Do you know what I mean?
And it's like the dub is off for like real life people, like
Yeah.
but they're white, so it should be just like regular English, you would think.
Mhm.
But like their voice is out of sync, and it's like they're reading lines over their mouth.
Bro, they
And
do
it-
that for that Ebony Return of the King game that I keep
Yeah.
getting ads for, dude, and it's
It's so
so
weird.
annoying. It's so
Fuck.
weird.
Yeah.
My guess is someone fucked up recording the audio.
They
Because
had
I
to.
can't think of any other reason like that they would do that. It makes zero sense, dude.
That being said, I would be in one of those ads for sure.
That would
That'd
be
be so
dope,
fun.
dude. Well, you did mention, I mean, actually, I don't remember if we were recording or not when we were talking about it, but that you have like some. I don't want it to be any spoiler alerts if you
No,
have
no,
some
no,
shit that's
please.
in the worst, but yeah, I understand from what you've told me, you have some big business moves possibly in the works right
The big
now.
business, bro.
Is it?
Yes.
Can we get kind of a sneak peek at like what's in store for the next couple of years for you?
Yeah, no, I'm I might as well debut it here. I might as well tell everybody. But I actually plan on single-handedly murdering Jeff Bezos. I'm going to find him and I will hunt him. I
Uh-huh.
will. It'll be when he least expects it, and I will skin him alive. And when I do, I will say, "This is mine now. I own Amazon." So
Mhm.
Bro, it sounds like Sam Hyde's win might have inspired this a little bit.
yeah, me and him
Willingness
have
to
been
go kill
talking.
people. Excellent.
If
Excellent.
if you murder somebody, Donnie, is it considered vehicular manslaughter, or do you?
It's considered kind of a miracle, actually.
Okay, I would love to see
You go to
and-
court and they're like, we can't even charge him. We're just impressed.
It's just
We're
so-
impressed you pulled
it's
this
like
off.
you're free to go, man.
how do you fucking do it? Really,
know what?
he earned it.
Here's all I have in my wallet, $50. Take this also.
There you go, buddy.
Congratulations.
Who would win in a fight? You at the creator clash? You were Ricky Berwick.
I would destroy him. It's not even
You
a
would
fair
destroy
fight.
You would
him.
kick Ricky
You would
Berwick's
destroy him.
ass, bro.
Yeah, no, it
Yeah.
wouldn't even be a fair. It would be embarrassing for him. I'd feel bad.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
If anyone ever makes a fighting game with Ricky Berwick in it, it'd be a cool little Easter egg if when he lost, he exploded into cookies.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They came out of his ass or something.
Can
Yeah.
I don't know how mad he will be if I bring this up, because as far as I know, it was very hush hush and it was so funny. But it was out in public, so I mean, you can do your research. But very recently, Ricky got into like some heat, if you will,
Mhm.
with some a streamer who's transgendered.
Was this
And-
the Keffals thing?
Yeah.
Bro, we were
Yeah.
going to bring this up.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have some shit to talk about that too. But wait, I want to hear your.
She
Yeah, I
fucked
wanna
me,
hear this,
bro. Not in the good way.
No,
And
no.
not in a nice way.
Not in the
Mhm.
nice way.
So okay, then maybe I'll talk about it more because it is funny.
Okay.
So it was when that happened. Anybody who doesn't know, well, the Toulon didn't read. They were beefing over some dumb shit because she was trying to call out the quartering, calling him transphobic, all this other things.
In the
That's-
sponsor, right? Meta
Right.
PCS. Yeah.
And so Keffals went out after one of our sponsors. I'm also sponsored. Code RIP McAfee, by the way. And so she tried calling the PC company ad, whatever, out. Ricky came in, defends them, and they start getting into it. She's like, "Oh, you're defending Nazis," blah blah blah. It turns into a whole big thing, and eventually they bury the hatchet. This, that, and the other. Everything's fine, but I also am scrolling through Ricky's Twitter during like the aftermath, the fallout of it, and I couldn't help but notice that he also put out an ad for a game that he was in, and I was like, "Wow, Ricky's a character in a mobile game." You think that would be kind of a big thing, like he would be talking about this a bit more
Mhm.
because it's kind of a big thing, right? And then I look at the game, and I can't remember the name of the game
Oh
offhand,
no.
but the whole thing is like a run and gun shooter where they don't use his name, but you can definitely tell this is supposed to be Kyle Rittenhouse. And
Oh my
He is-
god.
he's shooting like liberal zombies
What?
Oh, is this the game he produced? Because
I
I know Rittenhouse produced a game like this.
If it is, I don't know.
Okay.
If that would be hilarious if it was. Don't know if it is though, so I can't say for certain.
Right.
But Ricky is an unlockable character.
Oh,
in
so
this
he's not
game.
getting
No
shot.
way.
No, he's
Okay.
not.
Okay.
And I was like, I know why you're not talking about this right now, but holy fuck, this is so funny. Beautiful, perfect timing. And if I was any bit more of an asshole, I would have said something.
Would have brought
Oh
it up.
yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, as someone who's animated frames before, whoever had to animate him running or moving, God bless.
Yeah.
Okay. I've seen his movements. That had to take like 20 to 25 frames. Like that's had to been tough.
Oh yeah.
That fuck, I almost wish she brought that up at that time. That would
Yeah, I think that
so
would have
much trouble, dude.
Yeah, that would have
Yeah.
been great.
Poor guy.
Dude, it's tough to wade into that Keffals situation right now. It feels
I'll
like
wade into it, bro. I'm pissed.
yeah, I think
I'm pissed.
Zach has a personal anecdote to tell about it, but it's an ugly situation right now.
Yeah. What's the deal?
Well,
Go
dude,
ahead.
I'll start by saying
What?
I think she's got a good heart in a way. I don't think she's like going out of her way to be a dick. And like, dude,
Yeah,
as someone
yeah.
who's been on the end of people coming after you, like you feel like you have to strike back a lot of the time. But I made a stupid comic. I don't know if you saw it, but it was like
I believe I did.
you did see that comic. Okay. And I made it, and then as soon as I dropped it, all the Kiwi Farms people like Josh Moon, a bunch of other guys were like retweeting it like, yeah, and I was like, I mean, I think my comics are funniest when the water's a little muddy and you don't know
Right.
exactly what it's meaning. But I mean,
Yeah,
it
of
was
course.
it was teasing both people.
Yeah.
But mainly
That was
teasing.
clear.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I wanted to hit Keffals up because like I saw a bunch of people freaking out, and then I saw a bunch of like Keffals people that were like, dude, transphobe, transphobe. And I was like, dude, these people are so cringe. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know, whether or not people think Keffals is going through some crazy shit right now, I was like, dude, I'm gonna shoot her a little DM and just be like, yo, just so you know, it's like it's kind of mainly teasing Kiwi. You know what I mean? Like it's not I'm not trying to hurt you or come after you. Whatever. I know you're going through some stuff. So this bitch, fucking the next day posts my DMs and is like, because she saw Josh Moon retweeted it and was like, actually, the comic was made by my friend. And I was like, first of all, internet buddies, I think we've DM'd once or twice, but to friend and then leak my DMs and make me look like an asshole. It made me look like a huge asshole, dude. And then all the people who like originally loved the comic were like, yo, this dude's a fag. Yo, fuck this guy. And it was like, okay, you just sent everyone mad at you after me. Like, very upset. She's also Italian, which is disgusting. So
yeah, which is, if anything, that's
the
what
most
we need
unforgivable.
To be
exactly.
I just think
if
it's
she had
pretty
been hung, I wouldn't have been that upset. But she's not hung. She's concave. I'm not into that.
I think it's a little flaw across the board to post DMs without asking the other person, unless they are, especially
to
if
call them a friend and post the DMs. It's like, no, a friend would have hit me up first, you bitch.
I think that's like I understand. I definitely am. Well, we could talk about this too because I'd like to hear your guys' opinion, but I think I am Team Keffals in this situation. I think that what happened to her is terrible.
Reddit alert.
I do understand, at the risk of sounding Reddit, I do think that I understand why she would have this just like absolutely rabid desire to take down the website, because it sounds like what happened to her is terrible, and I would be be going ape shit also if that happened. But I do think that her method of kind of just shotgun blasting in the other direction is kind of clipping some people that, like Zach, for example, that was just kind of trying to do something nice and reach out and just say, hey, I'm in your corner. You know, I don't want you to take this the wrong way. And then, but now because she just wanted to make a point to those other people and be like, oh yeah, well check it out, the guy who drew this comic is actually my friend. And it's like, I don't think that was wise. I don't think that was respectful. and it becomes a nuanced situation. It's hard, you know what I mean? Now it's complicated. But
this is partly your fault, Harris. I remember texting you the day before going, should I DM them? And you were like, yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to shoot them in the DM. No,
of course. Well, no, but I mean, because I didn't know that was going to happen. I didn't think that she was going to post DMs. I mean, I think that it was a nice gesture for you to reach out to her. She is definitely getting a lot of shit and probably experiencing a great deal of paranoia and fear right now. So I think another creator reaching out to her and being like, hey, you know, this is just lighthearted. I don't want you to take this the wrong way. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it was pretty flawed for her to post the DMs. I think that was not a good idea. But, but I also don't really have I don't have a good image of what Kiwi Farms is. I know that people are coming to the defense of Kiwi Farms, and from what I can understand, it's because it's sort of become this like, this is the free speech platform, and if you deplatform Kiwi Farms, it means it could spell the end of free speech on the internet. And like, maybe there's something to that, but I don't it's hard to get behind that when it feels like everything that I can see that's going on with Kiwi Farms and the people that are coming to the defense of Kiwi Farms are like violent apes. Like, it doesn't make it easy to side with that group when it's like, oh, you guys are this is a bit much. Like, this is a little too far. And it's kind of that's all I'm seeing, though. That's all I'm seeing. And it, from the response that it sounds like Zach got from people finding out that his comic was, you know, making fun of Kiwi Farms, it's like, dude, which is also, it's a light joke. It's just I don't understand that. I don't get it. Well, am I off base? I don't know.
No, because I mean, I would, first of all, I just would say that 9 times out of 10 where I've had that moment where I'm like, man, this joke is kind of getting some negative traction that I wasn't necessarily trying to imply. I'm going to shoot the person a message that this is getting heat on and be like, hey, dude, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry that, you know, this. Every time I've done that, always blown up in my face. Every single time. Yep. There was one person in particular where she was you know, an OnlyFans model. She posted some weird picture with a weird caption, and I just made a joke going off of it, you know, not like saying, oh, you know, you're a whore, blah, 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 you know, or anything like that. But that's kind of the reaction it ended up getting. So I was like, hey, you know, that wasn't my intent, you know, blah, blah, blah. And at first it was like, oh, chill, cool, you know, no big deal, I get it. And I was like, all right, cool. And then in separate tweets, it's like, all fucking people that make jokes are just little pussies. And I'm like, wow, dude, okay. I was just trying to be cool. And yeah, but fuck me, right? But as far as the Kiwi Farm stuff goes, it's like, it's kind of like that, it's kind of like a cesspool, right? Where you can have fun there in a weird, fucked up way. It's fascinating. But the deeper you get into it and the more you surround yourself in it, the more messy it gets. And you're like, I should not have gone this deep into here. From my looking of it, some shit comes from it that's like, you know, not bad. It's just whatever. But I think people that are really on Kiwi Farms are fucking unhinged, and they need therapy. But I mean, that could be anywhere. You know, but Kiwi Farms does cultivate a certain group that's weird.
It does. I mean, it does feel like, you know, now you see every BuzzFeed article that's just like, why people on 4chan need to go to prison, but then
Right.
you actually go on 4chan and it's like a picture of an egg on somebody's leg and it says like hot leg so hot you fry an egg, and it's like that's actually what's mostly on 4chan. But if you want to wade into the poll community and shit like that, of course you're gonna find N-words and eugenics and like terrible shit, you know what I mean? But it's like,
exactly.
but it's just because you can say anything on there. There's funny stuff and there's not funny stuff, but you can sort of wade through it. But Kiwi Farms, everything that I can glean just seems like
Dude, it really just seems like a gayer version of 4chan. Like, I feel like there's something way cooler about the Anama being a non. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that word. I'm too retarded. Anonymous, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just very whack. And there's a lot of people who I think are secretly praying Kiwi gets taken down, who if their fan base found out, they would flip. Dude, I get it, though. I get the concept of, like, free speech is important, blah, 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 blah. Because, like, dude, I mean, you guys are around my age. How old are you, Donnie?
I'm turning 30 in February.
Are you actually, bro? I'm right behind you.
Yep.
But, dude, you guys were on the internet. In our high school years, it was literally like a Wild West, and it was so cool in a way that you could literally be looking at flowers and then click another page, and there was a guy putting a jar in his ass exploding. Like, there was something so cool about that. And it feels like a push to make everything so sanitized and shit. But there has to be a balance. There's got to be some sort of balance people can find out. And I'm not smart enough to know. I'm not smart enough to tell people what to do. I don't even know where I stand on half these issues, but there definitely is a push to sanitize the internet, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, the way it's getting tackled now is it's not working because and that's, I guess, the thing with the whole Kiwi Farms thing. You can take down Kiwi Farms, go ahead and do it, but it's not getting rid of those people. That's a culture. That's there. That's embedded in people.
Yes. And my fear, kind of like offhandedly, is that I don't really, I don't know, not to sound so like doomer about it, but I really don't see this Keffals situation playing out very well for her no matter what. I think that even if she gets the site taken down, those people aren't just going to die. They're just going to they're going to find another way, and they'll have like, in their mind, they'll have reason now to really come at her.
Either way, bro. Because dude, especially if she doesn't get it taken down, because she's pretty much turned her whole brand into getting it taken down now.
I mean, her whole Twitter page the last like 2.5 weeks is basically just her talking about Kiwi Farms and taking it down.
Or posting my DMs. Correct.
It's a little it's definitely fucked up. But I know all of this shit that happened, because we talk about this sometimes too. There's the other people on Twitter that are like, I don't get it. I called Obama the N-word and they deleted my Twitter account. Whatever happened to free speech? Like, why are we living in soft America? But it's like, I really don't want to sound like you know what? I don't even fucking care. But it's just like, yeah, free speech exists, you fucking R-word. But like, you can go outside and scream the N-word and you won't go to jail, but you'll get your ass beat. Like, just because
there's people who hate that too, though. Like, there's a video of this like Nazi guy saying something and someone knocks him out that people post on Twitter, and there's always people that are like, oh, you really support people getting their ass kicked just for speaking their mind? Oh,
shut the fuck up. Yes. It's like you, like, honestly, you are soft if you think you can say anything and you won't get your face caved in.
I'll even take it a step further. You're a huge fag if you expect that, dude.
Like, you're just fucking out of touch. Like, just because the law isn't going to do anything to you doesn't mean that you won't get your ass beat. Like, you can't just say anything. Like, just because of there is a standard set of morals and ethics and things that you can and cannot say that has nothing to do with big daddy government, and it just has to do with like what is acceptable in like a civilized society. And it's so weird to me to just see people that are like, but if you take down my site, then I can't say the N-word anymore or call Asian people whatever. And it's just like, dude.
It's like the I guess I look at shit like that, like how we used to back in the day with Westboro Baptist Church. I mean, that was a huge thing in like the early 2000s. I remember.
What happened to those guys?
The main guy died, I think.
Yeah, and then the church is still operating with like former family members, and they come in and out. Sometimes people have left, people have stayed, people have come back, but they were at every everything that they could, with signs that said God hate fags, and God laughs at your dead babies, and all this other outrageous shit. And people obviously feel a type of way about that, but at the end of the day, it was like, ignore it. Fucking, they're stupid. And I'm not saying that that's the answer to everything, but that's just how I look at it. Like, the more ridiculous people get with shit, I can't. It's just, I don't take it serious.
It's like impossible to, bro. Dude,
Yeah.
This is semi on the topic of what we're talking about. But I feel like your comedy and you're a funny dude, and I think a lot of dudes who get big have to deal with this. But do you ever worry about some of the audience members you're attracting, in terms of like, because I've seen some cringy people in your responses.
Oh,
and
yeah.
obviously, dude, we talked to Turkey Tom about this a little bit, but I don't think you're directly responsible if someone's so retarded that they assume just because you like edgy humor, it's like, this guy also hates black people. Nice.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously not your fault, but do you ever worry about that?
Yeah, no, I definitely, I think that's where some of that, like, oh fuck, am I an asshole? But I think that the thing is, a lot of people don't know the stuff that I have stopped from doing. And I'm not saying that to like suck my dick or like praise me. Just like, in retrospect, people only see the stuff I'm putting out there. I've had plenty of moments where I've been like, I have the joke on paper or in my drafts, and I'm like, no, that's gonna get the wrong message. That's gonna be fucked up.
Donnie opens up his Twitter drafts. It's just the N-word
N-word,
100 times.
N-word,
Over and
retarded.
over.
Yeah.
Someone give me a medal. Someone give me a medal.
That's good.
But like, so I have moments where I'm like, no, I probably shouldn't do that, and I don't. But like, I don't know. At the end of the day, if the people, my goal, if in anything, is to poke fun at everything and anything, because I do abide by that. Like, I think Chappelle was the one that was coined it. Who fucking coined it? It's all okay or it's not okay. Fucking iDubbbz. I don't know why he used him with. Yeah,
They're
when
very
he made that
similar.
video.
Very similar.
Yeah, they're
similar.
both very gay now. But no, yeah, just if it's all okay, then it's all got to be okay. All of it,
Yeah.
I mean, I think I know that you said in your pinned tweet, and it's something that I'll paraphrase your pinned tweet, which is you talking about it, like, is this the downfall of comedy, or where is comedy going in the modern age or something? And you said something which I say, it feels like almost every fucking episode, but I think it's very true that just like, you can be edgy, and you can say dark things, and you can say things that are comedy is meant to sometimes go places that other people don't want to hear. But at the end of the day, at the beginning and the end of the day, it has to be funny. Like, you have to be saying something that's actually funny. And a lot of these comedians that are just like, oh, I'm edgy, and the libs can't take it. It's like, is that really it, dude? Or are you being funny? Are you being funny? Are you saying something?
Secretly a transsexual like Steven Crowder? And you use
That
any
could
chance
be
you
it.
can to dress up as a woman. Yeah.
I think he would be disowned by that group immediately if he even if he did come out as transgender. I think they would be like, no, you just stay right where you are. But
we're gay. We're not that gay.
Yeah, I think that would just that to me is what kind of rubs me the wrong way about this wave of, like, it almost feels like boomer humor, like type of people that are just like, I'm not afraid to say the shit that other comedians are too afraid to say. But I mean, I would lobby the same criticism, honestly, as like Dave Chappelle or one of these comedians that maybe would be described as, well, I guess Dave Chappelle isn't woke by traditional standards anymore, but like, I don't know, like, are you guys being funny? Are you guys being funny? Because that's what I want to see. You know what I mean? And if you want to drive home a point that's like interesting or thought provoking, that should be a little bonus. Like, that'll make me come back for more. But it has to be funny. It has to be funny.
I 100% agree that I actually have like a whole it's probably an unpopular opinion for the most part, but I had a whole bit that's like, we need to stop idolizing comedians like Dave Chappelle and Ricky Gervais for like being the focal point of like, oh, we should be able to joke about anything and not be afraid of cancel culture, because it's like it's Dave Chappelle and Ricky Gervais.
Mhm.
They're not gonna lose anything
Yeah.
unless they're fucking kids or raping women. But even then, I mean, people get away with that. So
Hollywood,
like,
baby.
so
They do,
like,
yeah.
they don't. I don't
Ezra
look
Miller.
at them as like the people that represent anti-cancel culture, because they're never gonna lose.
Mhm.
Like, it's cool, their opinions are fine, but again, it's like you said, I want them to make me laugh.
Mhm.
I don't want them to preach to me about like, don't be afraid of like, it's I'm like, I'm not. I just want you to, it may even like, I don't know, it sounds very lib of me, but like they're in a position where if they really, really felt that, they would be giving other comedians that can't do that but want to do it, you know, a platform to be like, hey, while I'm on tour, here's some cool up and coming edgy comedians that are genuinely funny.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh yeah. It's
let them be
like
funny.
posturing.
Yeah.
Dude, that to me was the worst shit about the new Dave Chappelle specials. It was like the people freaking out and saying he couldn't make those jokes. It was like, okay, they're retards. And then it was like,
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah.
it and it was like, you know, those people are still idiots, but the jokes he were making, I could literally go on gab.com or Facebook 2 years ago and it was
Mhm.
jokes like that. And it was like, these
Right.
aren't that funny.
I
Dude.
I
This is,
think
like, not
if
fresh.
he was making jokes that were funny, he would have gotten a little bit more of like a pass. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
there would have been more people coming to his defense, and you know what I mean,
Yeah.
saying like, you know, wait, hold your horses, like soft America. Actually, what he's saying is really funny and like a valid point. But yeah, I watched his special too, and I was like, the cringe part is that it's not funny. Like that's
Yeah.
the cringe.
It is so hard though, dude. When someone's coming after you, or you feel like people are coming after you, and you look at them and they're like total losers, it's so hard not to like comment. I think that's kind of what Chappelle got caught up in, where it's
Yeah.
like he saw a
Mhm.
bunch of these like twinky people that had like 3 IQ points, and it's like, oh, I got to make fun of them a little bit. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
you feel
Mhm.
justified. I feel like.
I mean,
Yeah.
Donnie, that's like basically that feels like your brand. It's just
Yeah.
like it, like you say something that pushes buttons and then respond to everybody that says
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, it's
I know
hilarious.
a lot of people are like, don't feed the troll. And it's like, I get that to an extent, but I don't look at it as like me being outraged, because I'm never angry about it. I just like you said, I like pushing buttons. And
Yeah.
so the way I think we differ about it between me and Chappelle, because I can compare us, we're basically the same,
Oh yeah.
is that I'm not going to give you a moral lesson about why this is. I'm just going to make you look fucking dumb.
Mhm.
I'm going to double down. You think I'm racist? That's cool. I'm wearing a Nazi uniform now. And is that the best approach? Probably not. But is it funny to me? Yeah.
Well,
There we
I
go.
think you've hit a sweet spot that a lot of other, not even comedians, but content creators actually, they're digging their own grave by doing that. Like when
Yep.
you find somebody that's getting like canceled online. I mean, for example, God bless him. We just had him on and he was a sweet guy, but like we had Deaf Noodles on, and like his I think the biggest issue,
And they get wrong.
yeah,
Very wrong.
the biggest thing that he did wrong was that he was responding to everybody online and
Yeah.
just and making a big stink about it, and which is the wrong way to do it. I think he could have ignored it or done something funny.
I
But
wish he
what's
took
great,
our advice a little bit, because I
yeah, it
noticed
feels
he's
like he did
fighting with
not.
another
Yeah,
guy recently.
he did not
but-
take
Yep.
our advice.
Yep.
But Donnie, I think you get away with it because you do it in a funny way. I think
I
yeah.
like to think that I have a level of self-awareness too, where it's like I can read a room in a
Mhm.
way. You know, if I am in a position where this isn't good, this isn't going to be a good look, I know I'm self-aware, you know.
Mhm.
But if it's something it's dumb and meaningless as Brie Larson, oh no, I'm gonna say the most fucked up shit. I don't care.
Uh-huh.
But no, the Deaf Noodles thing, that's funny. I mean,
I mean, we had him on We just found out, because you can't see it on YouTube, but Zach pointed this out to me because you see it on YouTube Studio. We found out that's our most disliked video that we've posted so far. It was the one with him, which is, but it's also one of the most liked. I think it's just like,
Yeah.
Yo, real quick, timeout. Harris, send a joke. Quickly, Harris. Quickly.
I know.
Quickly,
I'm trying.
Harris.
Okay.
Okay.
It's sent.
The most taxing and backbreaking part about fighting for civil rights in America is it means I have to interact with minorities.
Nice. We're back, baby. I put my shirt on, even though we're in a historic heat wave, and I am fucking sweating my balls off, dude. They're like stuck to the side of my leg every day, dude. It is terrible. Bro, I've been on this grind since it made more sense when I was in shape, but as soon as I started getting fat, I stopped wearing underwear because it was like all my clothes didn't fit unless I didn't wear underwear. But I recently was like, yeah, I don't wear underwear either. And I was like, I have to start wearing underwear again. I have to start wearing underwear again. This is cringe, dude.
I just feel too vulnerable if I'm not wearing underwear. Like, I don't know. I feel like something about that extra layer of protection is, I don't know.
It depends. If I'm wearing like jeans, I'm wearing underwear.
Yeah,
if I'm wearing pajamas,
sure,
no undies. I've never had a problem either, except one day at my old job. The shorts I'm in now, bro, they're sweat shorts I turned into shorts. They're really short, but
I like that.
I sat down and I was like too focused on my phone or something, but literally my whole dick and both of my balls was out. And this sweet girl I worked with, Roxy, came around the corner and was like, hey, lunch is here. And then she was just like, oh my God, like, dude, your fucking dick is out. And I was just like, oh no. But she ended up buying me a pair of shorts. I think she assumed I was like poor or something, but she literally brought shorts to work the next day. I was like, hey, I bought you these. And I was like, finance, baby. Flash your boss. Free clothes.
I really thought she saw my dick. It was like, your whole dick is out. And then she just started sucking it right there, bro.
Brother. She's a little cutie. She's
cool.
That's nice.
Her boyfriend's like a writer. I like him. I'm friends with him, so I can't.
He thought that too. It was cool.
Yeah, I gotta say, it sounds like she handled being exposed to your bare, gooch like pretty well. Actually,
oh yeah, bro, you did too. I remember in college I showed you my penis probably multiple times. There's something intrinsically about being a guy where, like, if you're really close with someone, showing them your dick. My favorite. Anyone listening who wants to fuck with their dude friends, you can probably pull this off a little better in your college years. If you're 30 or 40 listening to this, probably don't try this. But the best is going like, you either say like, dude, what is this? Pretending you're worried, or you say, dude, did I sit in gum?
Yeah.
And you just have your balls or your dick hanging out, and it's so good, bro. I remember I said this, I might have tweeted it like when I first started Twitter, and like the Brittany Venti crowd was like, yo, this he's a sexual predator showing people his penis. And it was like, are you fucking retarded? I mean, chicks don't get it. Chicks don't get the joy.
No.
I doubt they're running around showing each other their fucking clam.
Dude,
who knows?
I had a whole talking point about this with somebody who was it's going to be up on my new episode this Saturday, where we talked about the whole thing. Like,
the whole thing?
It's a whole thing with at least it was with us in our circle, with us, the boys. We would always fucking trick each other into seeing our dicks.
Yes,
it was top tier humor. It was funny.
It's
and then
the best.
we would literally send, like, do you remember back in the day when you could send a text message and attach like audio to it so it would play?
Yes. Yeah.
I first of all miss that. Second of all, we would do that with each other, but with our morning wood. And we'd like attach a dumb song to it and be like, yep, got your ass, dude. And it's just us rock hard with fucking like 50 Cent in the background. And
so good.
And like
that's good.
But like as we got older, we were realizing like we were just like sexually assaulting each other. We're like fun.
Dude, that's fun for men, bro. That's the boys.
It's a good time.
That's the boys,
baby.
Hanging
that's
out.
The boys, baby.
That's good.
Yo,
these millennials, they don't get it.
They don't get it.
This is a dark topic. Okay, this is dangerous. You could think we're weak, but Is this Gavin guy technically your boss?
I mean, if you want to get technical in a way, yeah, kind of. I
Okay.
mean, he could tell me what to do, and I could tell him to go fuck himself. So I mean, in that way, he's not my boss, but
Right.
yeah,
In the business sense.
yeah.
Well, I
yeah.
guess, and you could tell your boss to fuck off anytime. But
Right,
are
right.
you ever worried? Because, Davin's got a bit of a history. I know originally he used to be like,
Right.
hipster god. This dude's hip. He's very hip. Which,
Yeah.
by the way, I think part of the reason he had the hipster beard was, and I can't talk. My chin isn't that nice, but
Right.
he got a bit of a recessed chin. I think he was hiding that a little bit. That's my
Right.
theory. But do you ever worry, being associated with him is going to fuck up your future? Or are you more on the point where, like, because do you foresee yourself trying to get into Hollywood? Or are you more of just self-content, Gumroad type guy? I guess the main question is, though, do you see that hindering you at all? And what your take is on that?
I think I accepted at the very beginning when there was any sort of like feeling of this being an actual career kind of thing, where I decided that I'd never hitting SNL. I'm never gonna be on anything mainstream.
Well, God forbid you're actually funny, so I don't think
Right.
SNL would.
Yeah, that would never
exactly.
work.
So anything mainstream, I know is not going to be where I'm at. That's not going to be where I'm happy. So I knew Gavin from back then. That's when I first seen him in like his comedy and shit like that. And then I stayed out of, I didn't really do politics for a really long time. And then I remember seeing him in the news and I was like, oh, fuck, what's he doing? And it was like the Proud Boy shit.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, wow, that's a jump. That is quite the jump. But I obviously only knew like what, the mainstream media is talking. And so you look into it a bit more and anybody can have their own opinion on it. That's fine. I'm not going to say that they're wrong, but I develop my own opinion on it and I look at it a certain way. I talk to him, we bullshit. And I've never really worried too much about it because I think that anybody that would go out of their way to be like, hey, dude, what the fuck? I also wouldn't really vibe with in that way.
Or probably trust their taste of comedy. Earlier
Right.
today, I got retweeted by a current Simpsons writer and an ex-Brooklyn Nine-Nine writer. He was calling me unfunny, and it was kind of like, oh, dude, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
you're doing
good.
something good.
You're actually funny if someone like that sees you that way. But dude, I do think, Harris and I were talking about this earlier, and it is weird with Gavin. Like I think I feel this way about a lot of people. Like I feel this way about Stone Toss, kind of, where I think they're kind of just swept up in their audience, and at the end of the day, I'm not sure. I'm not in their head, so I can't speak for them. But there is a feeling of like, is this dude actually a bad guy, or is he just annoyed by all the fucking fruity people coming after him and blah, blah, blah? Like, I don't know. I think there's nuance there. Yeah,
for sure. And there's that lack of acceptance of nuance from a lot of people because we've been slowly cultivated into us versus them in a really gay way where there isn't a room for discussion, common ground, understanding where the other person's coming from and whatever. But I do think it'll definitely put some hindrances with some people or some opportunities for sure. But I think that at the end of the day, when it comes to my philosophies and views on comedy, I want to kind of stay true to that more than I want to make, money. In a gay way, I guess. But don't get me wrong, still like money.
I was kind of like not sure exactly how to approach this and even now it's like if like I kind of want to put something to you or say
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
and it's like what I'm about to say is me coming from a fan because
Right.
I really like your content.
Let me
And
prepare to say Reddit alert real quick.
Yeah,
Right.
you could say Reddit alert. It's like, well, also I think it's no. It probably comes as no surprise that I think I'm probably the most like libtard on this podcast, and whatever. I mean, it is what it is. Like
I'm
I
gay
just
too. It's cool.
like it is what it is, and it's like. But all those politics aside, because you and I
Yeah.
don't know each other personally besides this podcast, right? We've never spoken. I mean,
Yeah, I only know you from that one like
that
weird underage picture you sent me.
yeah, exactly. That one
Yeah.
time. And I've changed a lot in the last,
A lot.
2 weeks. So I
Yep.
just want you to know that that's not me anymore. But,
That's fair.
but the way I see it is, I don't have a problem saying this about Gavin because I don't see us ever being future business partners.
Right. That's fair.
I am Jewish, and I don't think he likes that.
Whoa, wait a minute.
And that's not really my
Damn it.
business. Like
I was trying to play
really...
an air raid siren.
Oh, okay, that's chill. Yeah, I don't really care if he doesn't like Jewish people. It's not really. It's just because I'm Jewish. It's not my job to make you like me. But
You're Jewish?
I am Jewish, yeah. And maybe we should have let you know before we brought you on.
Yeah, dude, I talked to you about this beforehand. Man.
Yeah,
I told you if there was going to be any minorities, I needed to know.
Bro, I'm cool being associated with Gavin, but a Jew?
Like the Jews?
Come on.
Next time we'll
crazy.
We'll vet it a little better next time. But anyway, all of that shit aside, honestly, like alt-right or not, or I haven't done my own research, so to speak.
Yeah.
I don't know I don't really know what he's up to or what he's been up to, but I'm gonna come at this purely from just an objective place. All right. I think you are so much funnier than those guys, and you are doing yourself a huge disservice associating with that clique. And that has nothing to do with the Proud Boys alt-right shit. It is everything to do with when I see the content that they've put out. It is not very funny. It's very boomer, and it's very cringe. And I think that if you have found yourself kind of like associating with them because they saw you and they liked your comedy, I think that's totally fair. But like, you are super funny and extremely marketable, and I think that just because they may have been the first to contact you, or you may have felt like you clicked with them, it will not be the last time that happens. And I would hate to see your career be hindered by your affiliation with them, because it is so not worth it. And it's totally my opinion. It's completely unsolicited advice. I'm not in the industry at all. It's a complete outside opinion. So, but
yeah.
Dude, I know I was joking that I was going to say that was Reddit, but I mean, I think Harris does make a fair point. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
But don't get me wrong. Like, if I was in your shoes and someone contacted me and said, "Bro, your own show, paycheck. I also hate black people." I'm tempted to say,
do it.
Me too, baby. Yeah. Like, it's hard not to. It's hard not to.
No, and I think all of that is very, very valid, because I think that's where a good number of people that might not have been like super angry, but at least mildly concerned were saying to me. And I don't disagree with people's opinions on Gavin in terms of like, if you feel a certain way about him, I'm not here to change your mind, man. I'm here to make the laugh, the haha. Mm-hmm. Whenever I'm even on Gavin shows and he like talks to me, and it feels like he's not like fishing an opinion out of me, just genuinely asking an opinion question, like you guys, I'll fuck around. I'll just make fun of him. Mm-hmm. I poke fun at him, and he laughs it off. And he's like, yeah, okay, that was funny. And that's that. And so I think that nobody would ever put me in a position where it would intentionally fuck with anything in that kind of way. But if I did have like better opportunities and other realms, I think they would also very much encourage it and be cool about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Are you, well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe don't want to go down this path. I guess.
but no,
Do it.
that's fair.
Go down the path.
Please, don't
mean,
be afraid.
it's
I
actually
need
more.
podcast clips, baby. Let's go.
It's actually more. Maybe I didn't want to go down it because I don't know if it's a very interesting topic of discussion. But it's just like, are you? Are you signed to a contract with him, or can you just abandon that clique if you wanted to?
If I felt like any given moment, I just, nah, I'm good. Yeah, no, I can leave. Like, there's nothing holding me down, because that's another thing that I get very fucking like about is contracts and shit
Mhm.
like that. I've only had like a handful ever in my career, and 90, no, I'd say a little bit lower. I'd say like 60% of the time, it's ended in a weird, not good way. So I have like a weird thing about business deals and shit. But everybody over there has been really cool, very supportive, very understanding, very just got my back and doesn't feel like they're being weird, businessy kind of, your people. I'm joking. that one got me. But nobody's been that weird and shisty for me. They've just been really cool. So I feel like I can trust them. And if there wasn't that trust there, that I feel I would have bailed out so quick. And I hope that people that do like me but are worried, I hope that they know that if shit ever was like going south in a weird direction, I would hop off ship. I'd fucking kill myself.
What would you
anything.
say? What would you say to someone who said Gavin or that network is racist or anti-Semitic? Do you? I mean, clearly, if you're cool with him, like there has to be a feeling of where he's maybe not that, or do you?
Right.
How do you feel about that?
Personally, I haven't seen anything that has given me the impression that there is a genuine feeling of like, fuck these people in particular. I think a lot of the times people might not like a certain thing being said, which is totally fair. Or something like, it sounds so cop-outy, but like a lot of things get taken out of context. A lot of things don't have the backstory. Like I know a big thing with Gavin was he did that thing back when he was still involved with Vice, where he got called out for being anti-Semitic. And his response was very me move by uploading a video called 10 Things I Hate About Jews.
I'm aware of that, yeah.
And
I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
And that video you cannot find. It has been completely scrapped from the internet. If you do, it's a very like low res clip. But I remember seeing it when it came out, and it was very clear satire because he was coked out of his mind, made to look like he was coked out of his mind, sweating, tank top, fucking coke under his nose. And it's very clear this is not serious. This is a dumb, edgy bit. But they use that as like a, see, he admitted it. And you might not like that joke, and that's understandable, but I don't think he was serious. And and that's the thing. I guess I can never know 100%. I can't. It's like you said, I'm not in these guys' head. But I know for me personally, if there was ever any sense of like this is getting weird, I don't like how this is turning out, I would kind of bail ship. Yeah. I'd be like, this isn't what I signed up for. Because you're not wrong too. I mean, not that I'm trying to like, fucking talk shit or anything about anyone, but everyone's admitted that I put in the most like work in terms of the content over there. It is very different and very high production quality for what I'm doing, which is saying something, because I have no fucking idea what I'm doing, like 80% of the time.
I mean, dude, I think that also just speaks to your natural talent. I mean, I think you have the gift of gab a lot more than these other guys are, and you're also younger, it seems to me, and I think that kind of has something to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like my tolerance level for edgy humor is like somewhere in the middle. Like I don't mind, but at the end of the day, it still has to be funny. So I don't care if somebody's edgy or if they say some shit that's like, I mean, honestly, like, we go back and forth about this sometime. I don't condone all of his actions, but like, I'm a fan of Sam Hyde. I think he's a bit of a spectacle and he's a funny guy. He also has a clear knack for comedy, even though he's said some shit that I'm like, okay, that's a bit much. But but I mean, I still think he's like, certainly a talented guy, but and he's seems to be clearly right wing, and like that is what it is. You could take that at face value, but like yeah, my patience gets really low when I see somebody that I'm like, all right, dude, come let's be real, come on, man, like this isn't funny. I don't think you're being very funny, and it doesn't have to do with you offending me. It has to do with just like this isn't very funny, dude. Like I think you know what I mean?
No, I get that.
But I don't know,
because
man.
there has to be that balance of actually being funny and whatever. And I think that that water gets a little, fucking weird sometimes with people, and everybody's threshold is different, like you said. So I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing in my realm where I feel comfortable. For me, but I mean, at any given time, if there was a better opportunity for something that I was presented with and it was cool, I would absolutely take it, and I'd blow up and act like I don't know nobody.
Yeah, that's right.
The dream, baby.
Dude, I think you need to drop in on the Def Noodles roast battle. I think you'd bring the roof down if you actually went.
I fucking would. Because I'm sure, I don't know, I'm not trying to burn anybody's association with anybody here in regards of Dennis, but fuck, man, dude, I sometimes just listening to him and you just like, dude, come on, man. I don't even hate you, but you need to stop.
Dude, I forget who we were talking to about this, but dude, there were a few points in the podcast he made me chuckle, and I think, Harris, your brother was telling you that he thought he was funny, but the problem with him right now is, and this is a problem with a lot of guys, is when I'm looking at your joke and I can tell, it was House of Decline that said this, but when you look at a joke and you can tell it's not coming from a humorous place, it's coming from them being angry.
Right.
It's so much harder to be funny when you're pressed. And I think that's a big thing. And also, I'm not running defense for Dennis, but
no.
It sounded like when we were talking that he did not only no prep work for the jokes, but that he was also running tech and everything. So I'm not sure if he's performing at this next one, but I might show up. I
think it's worth it. I mean, my takeaway from the Dennis situation was actually when he talked to us, he was, first of all, super polite. Like I thought he was just I was kind of worried that he was going to be just like frantic, like because his current Twitter presence would suggest that he is like
a little manic,
banana mode right now. But I actually, when we talked to him, he seemed very like normal. Like he seemed like a normal guy, and but I think he might have some. In some ways, I think he overreaches in his own ambitions and like, okay, I want to write for myself and have my own comedy club and host the show, and I'm going to be a performer. And it's like,
that's too much.
think it's too much. And, I think back before the internet age, you could have people that were like funny comedians, but they didn't write their own jokes, right? They just acted in comedy movies and stuff like that. And I think he would do really well in a situation like that. Like, I think he has
just DM'd me, which is so funny.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He said, "Get fucked, faggots."
Stop talking about me. Stop. No. He wants to do a shirt design. Because I made like a little animation, but the design that's like I survived the Def Noodles roast battle.
Right.
But I was under the impression he wanted to produce it, but now I'm getting the feeling based on what he's saying that he wants me to produce it, and that will collab on it,
not
perhaps.
happen.
But
Oh, okay.
That sounds
I'm not
awesome. You should
sure.
do it.
You should do it.
Yeah,
Run
we'll
with
see.
that.
We'll see.
Yeah, dude. I think if both of you showed up at the Death Noodles roast battle, the fucking ticket sale price would go way up. First of all, I think a lot of people would want to see that.
A lot of what I think rubs me the wrong way with Dennis is that I don't even know him as a human being. Like this isn't me being like, oh fuck him, he's an idiot.
Mhm.
But I think that there's a certain level of like with me when it comes to people that are like, bro, I know comedy. I'm in the comedy scene. I'm funny. I know shit. And I'm like, do you though, man?
Yeah.
Do you? Because I made not to even suck my own dick, but like I'm also in the scene, and not a single person talks about you. Nobody knows.
I went to your hood and no one fucking
Yeah,
knew who
no,
you
yeah,
were, bro.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude, exactly.
So,
For sure.
and then, like you guys said, you can tell when it's coming from like a place of, oh, this is a fuck those guys. Like I'm not phased. Look at me. I don't care. And it's yeah, you do. It's okay. You do.
Yeah.
Well, dude, that's what I'm just reiterating what I said earlier. I think that's the reason people like Gavin get placed under the wrap sometimes. And Harris, it sounds like do you have an example of anything in terms of something that you disagreed with, in terms of like something that you thought wasn't a joke? Not to put you on the spot.
No. You mean about Gavin in particular?
Yeah. Because I think he's one of those guys that, dude, it's so hard. And dude, you know this more than anyone, Donnie, because you're always tweeting back to them. But like when you have a little fucking fruity 10-year-old, or someone who's like, God forbid, older than 10 and still a fucking huge fruit ball loser, it's so hard not to be like, yo, fuck this guy. Like, I'm going to do everything I can to piss them off.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what pushes people in that direction. But anyway, I cut you off,
100%.
Harris.
No, I mean, I'm not familiar enough with Gavin's work. I would be lying if I sat here and told you like, oh, I've watched, an hour of Gavin's footage and I'm familiar, and I didn't find anything funny, but it's like I kind of just see he's the father of the Proud Boys, right? Am I totally off base saying that? He pretty much birthed that group, right? So I have seen plenty of footage of the Proud Boys. I don't think that's very funny. That's not really cool to me.
Not this is like me playing defense for him.
Go
Do
ahead.
you know the story behind like why that became a thing?
No,
well, it was like the antithesis to Antifa, right? Because they were showing up at college campuses and like fighting with people.
I believe so. Yeah. So don't quote me on it per se, because you're going to get comments being like, oh, actually, he's got this wrong. From my understanding, it was around the like anti-feminist era where like, women were coming out and being like, this is why men should be sorry for being men all the time. And Gavin took it upon himself as just to kind of poke fun at them, where him and his group of guy friends would be like, get together and go out and do shit, and they called themselves the Proud Boys because they were proud to be boys. That was their thing, and they had like Proud Boy meetings.
Little gay. Sorry, go ahead.
So fruity, dude.
The little gay.
I also I also saw a clip where he was talking about how he took it from Gangs of New York. There's the Bowery Boys or whatever, because I think people were ripping on him like, dude, this is a little fruity, fruity.
Okay. And they would go together to like Vegas and like get drunk and like do drugs, and I'm like, yeah. And I had the same reaction you guys had. I was like, pretty gay, pretty, but like cool, whatever. And then I guess at some point it just got weird.
Yeah,
weird.
It feels like it went a little over the line, and I think that there's just like, I just can't. Whether I think it's a little stupid for people to hide behind like, it's just jokes, bro. And if you don't get it, if you don't get my fucking Andy Kaufman bit that I'm actually not a white supremacist, but it's all just a fucking, I'm committing to a bit. That's on you. It's like, no, I don't think that.
And dude, that became a meme in itself, where someone would call Obama the N-word and be like, dude, ring ring, irony's on the phone. Clearly,
Yeah.
you've never
So
heard
it's
of
like-
it, and it's like,
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
and I really don't. I'm really not trying to sound soft. Like I'm not.
No,
I'm
no,
not.
I get it.
I'm not like. It's not like when I saw any of this stuff, it cut me deep. But it's like I'm familiar enough with the wake of fucking debris and like angry white boys that like Gavin has left behind, and to me, that's just like not a very cool legacy. I just don't
Right.
really fuck with that. I think it's
No, that's fair.
and it's like, yeah, and they don't want me. So why would I want to be
Yeah.
why would I want to be a fan of them? I don't fuck with that. And
Dude,
so that's really it. That's my only like beef.
I hope it,
Yeah.
it didn't sound like I wasn't on your side, Harris, because like I get where you're coming from. But
You don't
part
have
of
to
me-
be on my side.
No,
Also,
no,
I'm not
hey,
trying
hey,
to like.
No, I
It's
love you,
okay.
baby. I love you, baby.
Okay.
But as someone, and you know, I brought this up earlier to Donnie, but as someone who used to have a more predominantly like right-leaning audience, I always had a soft spot for the feeling of like, because there would be people who were fans of mine who would come into a comic that was like about a bumblebee and be like, the Jews did this. And it's like, you know, how responsible
That's
are
funny.
you for the schizophrenic psychos to an
Yeah.
extent? You know what I mean? Like what,
Right.
what he may have created as like an anti-Antifa, you know, obviously he's going to attract a certain crowd, but
Yep.
it's, yeah, I mean, like we've all said this entire time, there's so much nuance to it and it's hard to really, you're not in the person's head. There's so much to it.
And you
Mhm.
know what? I just realized is the thing that I do to combat that, because you're right, that is a big thing. And I was sitting here wondering, like, what do I do about that? I've had to have done something about it. And it's I fuck with my audience all the time.
Mhm.
I think more people need to get comfortable calling their audience idiots,
Mhm.
because that's
the
that's
N-word.
something, or especially the N-word, exclusively actually,
Mhm.
because
Yes.
that's the thing. I think content creators as of now of any kind are too afraid to even say anything other than the positive thing, the
Mhm.
good thing, the right side of history thing. Even if there is nuance to it, they feel cornered and trapped. Because that's another common thing I get too, is like content creators that I know are not edgy at all. Like, but they like me and they'll be like, hey man, I love your shit. I can't interact with it because you know how it is. And I'm
Mhm.
like, and that's the thing. I'm never offended by that, but I put myself in that position where like I feel that trapped,
Mhm.
where I can't even talk to people. That's
Mhm.
insane. That's you know, so you have to, those weirdos that go the extra mile to be like, yeah, dude, fucking gay people, right? Fucking trainees, they're gross. And I'm like, yeah, but like I'd fuck them,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
what?
Hey, me
What?
too,
Yeah,
baby.
that's what's up. Yeah.
It
And
just
you-
comes down to, you want to be on the right side of history or do you want to be on the white side of history? You know what
Am
I'm
Oh
I
saying?
right?
boy.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Am I
guys?
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
listen, Donnie, I've been
go
having
ahead.
a blast. Sorry, Harris, I didn't mean to.
No,
interrupt
that's
you.
all right,
We're
that's all
down
right.
to the final 3 minutes, 30 seconds.
Mhm.
I have one more joke. How many do you have, Harris?
I have a few, but I feel like the last few I just don't have very good ones. But I'll still send them.
Give me your best, baby.
Give me, okay. I've heard people say President Obama's worst scandal was wearing a tan suit. Are we just forgetting about his mongoloid transsexual wife, Michelle?
That's fucked up.
Wife Michael, but yeah, you gave
Sorry.
it a good read. You gave it a good read.
Sorry, I don't like the dead name. Okay,
Okay, that's good. All right, here.
not
I
an
just
asshole.
I just sent you one. This is like really, really edgy material. So just
Okay.
beware.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Can already tell this is better than mine.
I found out that they're not making the 12-inch ruler any longer.
Oh fuck!
I just found
You like
out
that one?
that they're not making 12-inch rulers any longer.
That was good. Okay, here, wait. I'm gonna send you another one real quick while we have time.
Let me do it.
Here, okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay.
My cheeks hurt from grinning.
That's good.
Listen, I don't say slurs like that, dude. That's really fucked up. Wow.
We're gonna get cut off.
Let me tell you, the only thing worse than grounds in your coffee was Mao Zedong. How do you say his last name?
Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong's Great Leap Forward, which triggered a famine and killed an estimated 55 million Chinese citizens.
Yeah, that one sucked. Yeah, that was good. It's the only
You've
thing
just
worse.
lost 50 social credit points.
You're
Deducted social credit points.
You're
Dude.
fucking gone, bro.
Donnie, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah,
This was
thank
great.
you, brother. This was Chris.